Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving straight into something that gets massively romanticized, the so-called overnight success. In this explainer, we're going to peel back the layers of the source material to reveal the gritty, demanding, and frankly exhausting reality of building something truly great. If you're ready to separate the fantasy from the daily grind, let's jump right in.
Look around today, right? It kind of feels like we live in a world defined by inaction, overpromising, and under-delivering. Yet, somehow, every second person on the internet seems to claim the title of entrepreneur. It's totally become a modern buzzword, just as flashy label to slap on a social media profile. But what does it actually mean? Are you an entrepreneur just because you say you are? We really need to challenge this assumption right out of the gate.
Section 1. The illusion of luck.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark contrast between what society assumes and what actually happens behind closed doors. To really understand the heart of building a business, we have to look way past the glamorous finish line. Spectators, they just focus on the final product and usually assume, they got lucky. But the entrepreneur's reality, that is a daily, relentless hustle to force a vision into reality. It's the intense, unseen struggles that no one posts about. And fascinatingly, a true builder is someone who would never actually call themselves an entrepreneur. They honestly don't care about the label, they don't care about the title. They're simply way too busy actually working while everyone else is out partying. Their focus is 100% on the work itself, not the image.
Section 2. The hidden reality.
So, if it's not about the glamour or the fancy label, what is it really about? Well, it's about the hidden costs that pave the way to success. Most people never see the daily rejections. They don't see the constant heartaches, the unexpected betrayals, or hear the vicious rumors. And they certainly don't feel the sheer panic of an empty bank account or the heavy silence of those lonely nights. But make no mistake, this is the unseen gauntlet every single successful person has to overcome.
It all ultimately boils down to sacrifice. True entrepreneurship is sacrificing your today for a better tomorrow. It is living a few years of your life like others simply won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like others absolutely can't. And that requires a level of dedication and discipline that only very, very rare human beings possess.
To survive that kind of gauntlet, you need serious mental armor. The mindset required is intense. You kind of have to become addicted to success, hungry, always unique, proud of your progress, but never, ever fully satisfied. You've got to be humble during the good times, but more importantly, you have to know how to take a hit. A real leader takes negativity, takes the relentless criticism, and instead of letting it break them, they use it as pure fuel to get right back up off the canvas.
Section 3. The truth about failure. Now we need to shift our focus to probably the most feared aspect of this whole journey. For a lot of people, the fear of failure stops them before they even start. But the cold, hard truth, failure is guaranteed. Human nature guarantees it. The source text has this amazing quote, "Buy me a successful human that has never failed." I just want to let that sit with you for a second. You can't do it, because that person simply does not exist. Nobody achieves greatness without stumbling along the way.
So the crucial point is how we actually define this word. What is failure really? It is simply learning another way not to do something. That's it. It's a great lesson. It's a totally necessary data point on your path to success. When you stop viewing it as this devastating end of the road and start treating it as essential feedback, absolutely everything changes.
The moment you adopt the mindset of win or learn, you completely eliminate the concept of losing entirely. Think about it. If things go your way, you win. Awesome. If they don't, you learn from the failure, you adapt, and you grow. Either way, you are moving forward.
When we clinically break it down, the only difference, literally the absolute only difference between the extremely successful among us and the unknown, is laid out right here. The successful guy found a way when there seemed to be absolutely no way. He didn't give up. And the other guy, he threw in the towel, he quit. That is the dividing line.
And this completely shatters that whole "they got lucky" excuse we talked about earlier. When it comes to true lasting success, luck rarely ever comes into play. Hard work, however, always comes into play. And why does this matter? Because the payoff isn't just financial. There's honestly no greater satisfaction in life than the immense reward of hard work, knowing that you are entirely self-made.
Section 4. The power of action. Look, all the mental armor in the world means absolutely nothing if you don't actually do the work. The compounding power of daily, relentless effort is what creates that gap between the one who quits and the one who doesn't. They showed up every day. They worked hard and hustled every day. They learned from a proven mentor every day. They improved every day. It's not about one massive, heroic, one-time effort. It's about doing the work.
And this next part is perhaps the most validating point for anyone currently in the trenches. They did all this, even though they felt like quitting every day. The greats aren't superhuman, They feel the burnout. They want to throw in the towel just like anyone else. But the difference is they take action anyway, while everyone else is just sitting on their hands.
This whole journey requires some very distinct commitments. Taking action when others hesitate, thinking big when others don't, sacrificing when others won't, daring to dream when others fear it. You have to realize that you are the captain of your own fate. You are the master of your soul, the boss of your dreams, and the king of your goals. And that means outworking the competition day and night to prove it.
And this becomes your core mantra, something you speak with absolute conviction, fully knowing the grind that lies ahead. I will make it. Maybe not immediately, but absolutely and definitely.
Because at the end of the day, when you strip away the titles, the buzzwords, and all those spectator opinions, the great difference between a somebody and a nobody in business and in life very often comes down to one simple thing. Who is willing to put in the work?
The tools are laid out, the reality is totally clear. So the only thing left to ask is this: are you willing